Hi everybody, so today we're going to talk about objective 1.5, which is about the order of operations, okay? So let's read the following notes together, okay? So the order of operations, or PEMDAS, is a way to remember the order of operations. All right, now what does PEMDAS stand for? And this is all review again. So P stands for parentheses or grouping symbol. So we talked about parentheses when we talked about the distributive property. So you guys know what parentheses look like. But when we're given a expression with a bunch of different operations, operations mean addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. That's what operations means. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to look at the parentheses, and then we're going to do everything inside the parentheses first. All right. So do all operations within grouping symbols first. If there is more than one set of grouping symbol, work from the inside out. So what does that mean? If I have parentheses and brackets, I'm going to treat everything inside the brackets as one separate expression, excuse me, and I'm going to work from the inside out. I'm pretty much going to do a mini PEMDAS. So I'm going to do the 5 minus 3 first because the P comes first for parentheses, right? And then I'm going to go from there. I'm going to do the multiplication, then I'm going to add. And you'll see problems like that in some of the examples that we do together, okay? E stands for exponents. We do the exponent second. Multiplication and division go together. All right, if we have multiplication and division in our problems, we're going to do whichever comes first. So even though in the acronym PEMDAS, M comes before D, all right, if we have a division before a multiplication, we're going to do that first. And you'll see what that means in a minute. Same thing with addition and subtraction. Same thing, whichever comes first, we do first, okay? One thing we need to note, if we are given a fraction, okay, to indicate division, we always are going to evaluate the numerator and then evaluate the denominator, and then we're going to divide last. So that's the only time where we're going to have to kind of go outside of our normal PEMDAS order. We're going to do these numerator and the denominator separately, and then you're going to divide last. All right, and we're going to do an example like that as well. All right, so the first couple questions state the first operation you would use to evaluate the following examples, okay? So what I'm going to do whenever we're doing a problem like this that involves order of operations, I'm going to always write out PEMDAS, all right? Just so we can kind of keep everything straight, keep everything organized in our heads. So for number one, we have 25 plus 11 in parentheses, so that's what we're going to do first. We're going to add, okay, inside the parentheses because parentheses comes first. Whatever's inside the parentheses always comes first. Okay. Number two, we're going to take a look at what we have inside the parentheses, and then we're going to treat that as a mini. We're going to treat that we're going to treat that on its own to start. Okay, and then we're going to subtract first. Subtract first whatever's inside the parentheses. Okay, and I'm going to do examples like this on the next page. Okay, so don't worry. Number three, we're going to divide first. All right, multiplication and division come first, but even though division comes after multiplication in the acronym, this division is before this multiplication, so we're going to do that first. We go from left to right, okay, whichever comes first, left to right. Alrighty, number four looks the same, okay, but we have the multiplication first, so we're going to multiply first here. All right, so even though it looks the same at first glance, we have the multiplication written first on number 4 and then the division written first on number 3. So we're going to multiply first for 4. Alrighty, number 5, we are going to divide first. All right, number 6, we're going to do the exponent first. Okay, E stands for exponent. Remember, exponent is the number above our other number, okay? That means we're going to do 4 times 4 first. And then we're going to finish the rest after, okay? All right, number 7, inside the parentheses, we have 6 plus 3 times 8. So we're going to do the 3 times 8 first. Because again, we're going to treat whatever's inside the parentheses as a little mini problem. All right, number 8's a little tricky because we have to do the top and the bottom separately. But on the top, we're going to do the exponent first. So on the top, we're going to do the exponent first. And on the bottom, all we're going to do is add. Alright? Alright, so let's do some examples together now. Alright, so for the first one, we did it for you, okay? Remember that the order of operations, or PEMDAS, we are always going to go from left to right, okay? Just like how we read a book. Here, we have subtraction, we have division, then we have addition, okay? So we're always going to do, or here, we're not always, but here we're going to do the division first. We have no parentheses, we have no exponents, so now we take a look at multiplication and division, because remember, they go together, they're married. Okay, we have a division, so we do that first. 16 divided by 2 gives me 8. Alright, so now 12 minus 8 plus 5 is what we're left with. Okay, 12 minus 8 gives us 4. 4 plus 5 gives us 9. So even though addition comes before subtraction in PEMDAS, we always go from left to right. Since this addition is first, since this subtraction is first, we're going to do that before we add, and our final answer is going to be 9. Alright, so our final answer is going to be 9 here. Okay, alright, let's take a look at 1. 27 minus 21 divided by negative 3 plus 5. So we're going to go from left to right. Okay, we have no parentheses, we have no exponents, so we're going to take a look at multiplication and division. Alright, we have a division. So 21 divided by negative 3, be careful, this is going to be, alright, so be careful now. This is kind of tricky because this 21 is negative. So negative 21 divided by negative 3 gives us positive 7. So we get 27 plus 7 plus 5. Okay, that's kind of tricky because, again, this 21 is negative. All right, now 27 plus 7 plus 5 is going to give us 39, and that's our final answer. Okay, let's take a look at number 2, and then I'm going to take a look at number 4 with you guys, and then I'm going to take a look at 5 with you guys, and you guys can try 3, 6, and 7 on your own, all right? So number 2, negative 47 plus 14 divided by 2 times negative 3 minus 18. Okay, so no parentheses, no exponents. All right, let's take a look at multiplication and division. So going from left to right, we have 14 divided by 2. 14 divided by 2 gives us 7. So we have negative 47 plus 7 times negative 3 minus 18. Okay, now we have a multiplication. So we have negative 47 minus 21, because positive 7 times negative 3 gives us negative 21, and then minus 18. Okay, now going from left to right, we have negative 68 minus 18, and then negative 68 minus 18 gives us negative 86. All right, so I'm going to leave you guys to try number 3. I'm going to do 4 and 5 with you. All right, let's take a look at 4. 4, we have 56 divided by, in parentheses, this whole thing. So whenever we have parentheses, we're going to treat the inside of the parentheses like a separate problem first, okay? And then we are going to do the rest when we're done clearing out the parentheses, okay? So we have 27 plus 12 minus 31. So the first thing we're going to do is we need to do, what is 27 plus 12, okay? So 27 plus 12 is going to give us 39 minus 31. Okay, but be careful, that's still in parentheses. So now we got to finish up what's in the parentheses. So now we have 56 divided by 8. Okay, and now that's going to give us 7. So our final answer is 7. Okay, number 5, we're going to do the parentheses first. 7 minus 4 gives us 3. So we have 3 squared minus 8. 3 squared is 9. 9 minus 8 gives us 1. Okay, so I'm going to pause the video now, try 3, 6, and 7, and then check your answers with me when you're done. Alright, so please check your answers here. Notice that I underlined each of the operations that I was doing first, just to keep yourself organized, okay? So ladies and gentlemen, that's order of operations. Please let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you guys soon.